Okay, guys, welcome back. This is Adam. Welcome back to Glasgow, Montana Recycling Channel. Uh, so, in this video, it's going to be again another series. We're going to start with the repairs that need to be made to this chest of drawers. Exciting news! I got a microphone and I got a tripod. So, I'm still learning, but anyway, progress on that front. But what we're going to do with this rough old gal, it is in pretty rough shape. It's got some screws on the side. It needs some drawer fixes, um, but we'll go through that. That'll be probably part one of a series that I'm planning. Next, we'll refinish this gal and the dresser that I've shown in previous videos. I'll show you that again in a second. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. Let's get started. All right, guys, I've got you off the tripod for a minute, hands-free, just to show you a few things. Like I said, this thing has got screws in the side, and as we pull out the drawers, some of them have rails on the bottom. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, some of them have rails on the bottom, but some of them do not. So you can see the difference here and here. They've got the guides, but some wear and tear over the years. And then this drawer is missing one side of its stop. So if you notice, it goes in further on that side than it does on that side. And what's going on there is that side has a stop, but this side has fallen out. So I'm going to have to fashion a stop. So that drawer also is missing the slide part. How many are missing the slide? Oh, three out of four. What are the chances? So I'm going to have to build some or fashion some gliders like this for this one. Fix the stop, and if I come across any more major problems, let's see what we got on the back side. Maybe just, yep, I need to attach that a little bit better. But anyway, we'll get started with the easy stuff first. And then I'll probably get you back on the tripod so I don't shake you all around. So all right, so that's the easy part. Now we'll get started on probably, we better go ahead and start fashioning the bottoms of the drawer. Anyway, back in a second. Okay, folks, now that I got the easy part out of the way, I think the most challenging part of this, at least the repair of this chest of drawers, is going to be fashioning, I'm just calling them slides for lack of a better word, this part. I got to make 3 of them for the other 3 drawers, and I'm going to clean that up and reattach it. It's pretty sound. Yeah, it's sound. But I'm going to get that nail out of there and maybe shoot some nails in from the drawer side. The inside of the drawers are wear and tear, so I was thinking I'm probably just going to line them with some shelf paper of some sort. Just real quick, so you may or may not have seen in previous videos, I have this dresser as well that's covered up with and serving as a bench right now. But that's going to be another part of this series. I hope to make this piece and this piece a set, but we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, back to this. So the length of this is 12 3/4 inches long. The width, 1 3/4 wide, and then these little guys are 3/8 of an inch on each side. So that leaves me with a 1-inch dado. I hope I spelled that right. I'll look it up later. So this little gap right here is 1 inch. I'm calling that a dado. And then, sorry, you professional woodworkers, you can comment down below and tell me what I should be calling this stuff. But anyway, I'm calling these the legs. They're 5/8 inches. And then this, which I'm calling a bridge between the 2 legs, is 3/16 of an inch. So if my math is right, that would be the legs are 10/16 minus 3/16 is 7/16, and that is the depth of the dado cut. And I also measured it just to double check myself. So I have to build 3 of those, and I am also going to use their wedge design, and I'll just cut those out. The measurements of those don't need to be exact. I will make them so they're similar. But what that's going to do is give me some extra surface area to glue and to nail in the sliders, rails, whatever you want to call them. So, yep, I'm going to make some of those on my table saw. The tricky part of this is getting the depth right. My table saw is, let's say, not high quality. It's more of a construction site table saw, but I'm going to work with what I got, and I'll make some of these and I'll show you what I got. I might set you up on the tripod while I cut one or more, but I'm going to hopefully learn how to edit the sound so you don't have to hear a table saw running. Okay, all right, we'll be back. Okay, guys. So just this is the existing drawer with the slider. I don't know. Still, anyway, I pulled this nail out, and the reason I'm showing you guys this is see how it split this. I am going to shy away from using nails or brads or staples unless I absolutely have to. But let me show you what I've been up to since I hit stop the last time. So this isn't glued down, but this is the piece that I made. And these are the little braces that are going to sit on either side. I got 4 of them for each cabinet. I don't know where I've got it probably sitting to the side over here. But anyway, some things that I wanted to just point out. So I had some scrap 1x4. You could tell this one's got staples in it still. But anyway, I cut the pieces to the correct length. These were about 1/8 of an inch thicker than I need, if I recall. But anyway, I cut them to the correct length and then width, and then then I went ahead and made my dado cut, and I looked it up, and I did spell dado correctly. So the dado cut, you can see there. So what I did was I kept the same width and then made my dado cut with that width. So you kind of, I'm not going to teach you how to operate your saw or your table saw. Of course, you're going to follow all your safety rules. The main thing is when you're setting your dado depth, measure, you can adjust the blade up and down on your saw, and then you're going to measure the highest tooth. And then set your fence for this thickness, and make your first pass, and then you can just flip it around and run it through again. So then you get the same thickness on both sides, and then once you have your first cuts, then it's just about adjusting your fence and nibbling this stuff out. And I just moved my fence, did it one way, then flipped it over, did it the other way, and then kept going like that. I didn't have to adjust my fence nearly as much. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't know if you can see this, but I've measured the width and found the exact center of the drawer. I've marked it here, and I've marked it here. The reason I did that is if I put this over here, yeah, it's not going to work, and it's not going to be centered in the chest. So I've marked it, and then I'm going to apply some, I'm just going to use liquid nails. I found that works pretty good. I'm going to line it up, glue it down, and then put a little weight on it, and I'll also glue these down. And the reason I'm adding these is I just think it's going to add some more surface area for the glue. Before I forget to mention it, these aren't perfect. You can see these look kind of rough, especially where the dado cuts were made. But I did sand them down with 120 grit sandpaper. So I don't want my customers or people or anybody getting splinters in their hands. So I did give everything a good sanding. Yeah, no splinters. And so I'm going to shut up, glue these up. I'm going to glue all three drawers, and then I'll be back. Thank you. All right, guys, we've made some progress on our cabinet repairs. So this is the one that I didn't really need to repair. And this is an example of a repair that's been made. I just used liquid nails, weighted it down, put plenty of glue on. This part right here was even separated, so I put a little dab of glue in there to get that sealed up a little bit better. So all of the 3 of the 4 cabinets that I needed to put the bottom slide on, that's been done. While I was working, I noticed one of the joints, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this joint, was very loose, coming apart. So I took some wood glue and I applied glue to all the dovetail joint area. And then of course I've got it, oh, that doesn't make sense that it's that one. It makes sense that it's this one of these anyway. Anyway, I glued it, and yeah, it's this guy. I glued it, and then I clamped it down. It says it dries within 30 minutes. However, to wait 24 hours before you start beating and banging it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it some more time to dry. And then this drawer, as far as repairs, as you can see, is pretty much done. And then a couple other things that I've done that I didn't do on camera. These rails were loose. So I took my stapler and used 1-inch staples to make these more secure. They did have nails in it, but tapping on the nails, they worn through the years, so I thought another staple. And the 1-inch is not too long, so you don't want it to come through on the other side and snag people's clothes or fingers or whatever. So all the rails have been tightened now or stapled back down. Another repair that I made is, well, it's not finished yet, but I wanted to show you. This was existing. I know they sell these somewhere, but again, I live in the middle of nowhere, so sometimes you just gotta get creative. So what I did was I took my handy dandy Dremel tool, which I just dropped it and the wheel broke off, but cutting wheel anyway. I took a cutting wheel and made a hole, and what I'm going to do is put some glue on that and then tap it down with a hammer, and I think that'll serve the same purpose. I didn't have to reposition the hole or anything. It was already there. I just needed to make it a little bit wider to accommodate my washer fix. And finally, I noticed that this back panel was loose in spots. So again, I took my stapler and stapled around spots that had come loose over the years. And really, so once I let that dry, all of my repairs per se are now complete. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video. In the next video in this series, I'll be sanding this thing down, getting ready for paint. I'm trying to keep these videos short. It seems like, just anecdotally anyway, my shorter videos seem to be getting more views. So that's all for this one. Thank you for watching. Continue to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers in 2025, and comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.